Well, you'll see.
Well, I'll see people talking to me.
Right here.
Hello, everybody. Smoking Joe with the Cracker Culture Podcast, the podcast for real Floridians. We're going to wait for a few more people to get on here. Waiting for a few people. It was told that I was going to be on tonight. Unscheduled. Had no idea I was going to be on here. Let's just see. We got excellent connection. Let's see. Are we on streaming on to Facebook too, or just thing?
No, it's just going to be on here. It's just YouTube. The link to the YouTube is on your Facebook.
Okay, link me over to Facebook so people can get it.
You already are linked over to Facebook, honey.
Waiting on a few more people to jump on. What is this? Let me know when you show up, Smoking Joe. Let's see. There's Jim. Hey, Jim. I see.
No. Okay, but that won't work. You got to use this mouse.
Okay.
Because that's to this computer.
All right. How do I go down? Just all right. We're good. All right. Waiting on a few more people, guys. We're gonna discuss a few things. Somebody basically attacked me when I made a comment today over something that's really got no concern about me. Well, it does. It's Southwest Florida, but I'm waiting to get a few people on here. Please bear with me. I appreciate Jim for showing up. Miss Jessie, my producer, is trying to tag a few people in here to get a few more people on. This ain't my normal podcast, and it's not going to be a pleasant one. I can promise you that. To say the least, I'm a little bit aggravated. I mean, I've been aggravated for a while, but I've kept my mouth shut out of respect for friends of mine. You know, sometimes some people see things before other people do. And, you know, I tried to make a few warnings before it happened.
It's shared.
Is it, what is Facebook? And see if it's getting on Facebook, because I'm
honey,
not.
It's here. It's on Facebook. 39 minutes ago.
Share that. 2 groups. You just go down the groups.
Alright.
Give me a second, guys. Let me get down to some people here on here, so some people ain't gonna be real happy with what I got to say, but I don't care.
You should share it to Brandon Leslie's page.
I don't know it. Do you?
No. His actual, like, Facebook.
Let's see. We'll just send it in some of these here. This will work.
Got 3 people watching.
I even brought some of Brandon's. Even send some of Brandon's people for them. How about that? Bear with me, people. I'm just trying to get enough people on here to say what I gotta say. I promise you. I'll say it and I'll be done with it. You still with me, folks? Hey, I was
Yeah, you
saying.
got 4 people left.
Hey, thanks. We're really getting started here. Going to get started soon. Please give me just a few more seconds here. I only got a few more to tag here. That's want me to let them know that I was coming on. I'm gonna make sure I tag Jonathan Martin so he makes sure he gets to hear this as well. We're getting there, guys. I'm sorry. I'm almost there. It's been a while since I've been putting anything out. We've been very busy trying to help the underprivileged and
I'll do it.
Jim, Jesse, can you check the audio? Jim's not getting no audio.
Oh, he's not getting.
He's not getting audio. See where we're at with audio. Bear with us. We normally do this from a different location and we use different equipment. I had to get my IT guy to help me hook this up. Thank you, Tara. Addie Gator, we're trying to get her in the bed already.
Excuse me.
The audio is working on YouTube. Tara Jenner has audio. Let's see. Adele's got audio. Chris has got audio. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Christopher has audio.
Chris Crowley has audio. Jim, do you got audio yet? Let's see if Jim's got audio before I start.
Hi, everyone.
Hey everyone, Miss Jessie says hello. She don't like to be on the camera. Of course, this was extremely unexpected event tonight. Okay, Jim's got audio now. Good deal. All right, so I had I have been reluctant to have anything to say negative about a podcaster because I'm no journalist. I never took no journalistic training. I'm just a common person. I speak from the heart. I tell it like it is. If you don't like it, frankly, I could give a shit less, but I'm going to be honest about it. I'm not going to church it up. I'm not beholden to nobody. I do not have no PAC supporting me. As a matter of fact, I ain't got nobody supporting this particular podcast here other than myself. And that being said, I didn't run out here like Brenda Lesbian and beg for free pizza and tacos. And don't say you didn't, because I was there when you come up and told the man, I'm so hungry, can I get a free taco? I'm not a bum. Now, you bummed your way into getting to the man liked you and you got a little bit of fame. Now, you turn around and you rub crap in the man's face and you turn around and look, we all have our opinion on who our candidates are. And I've never said a bad word about Jen Mitchell. Jen Mitchell is not a candidate I'd vote for. I'd vote for Kelly Lichter a million times over, and I back Alfie Oaks' decision to support it. Alfie Oaks sent me a message this morning at breakfast. He said, these are my choices that I'm going to back for Lee County. And his number one choice was Denise Nystrom. He also said, even though we have no other options, none, we have to back Dan Severson because there's not another option than Dan Severson. And he also said to me And let me just make sure I pull it up so I don't speak out of school here. And Sam Fisher. We have to back Sam Fisher. We have no other options. Let me tell you who we did not put on that list. Can you guess? It's Armored Persons. Armored Persons is on that list because of the REC. And I'm going to tell you something about it. Y'all begged me to join this REC. Oh, please get in. We vote them out. You're not going to vote them out. As long as you got that half-a-dwarf Terry Miller out here controlling everything, and Jonathan Martin and all these other bullies out here that are realistically running Southwest Florida, we got no choice. Vote them out all you want to. They're already locked in. You're going to have to stand up. We ain't got time for this. And then you're going to bring in Florida's conservative voice. He has backed nothing but establishment candidates. He's backed Jada Langford. Now I'm going to give you a little insight of something that I've told maybe 2 people. I get my hair cut here in LaBelle, Florida. Do you know where Jada Langford, what is her name? Langford, whatever she is, where she was born and raised? Right here in LaBelle, Florida. I was sitting in my barber shop the other day and we had a political discussion. And I said, well, how do you feel about Jada Langford, running for scoreboard? He said, Joe, I wouldn't trust Jada Langford to make me a TV dinner. Now that's a local at a barber shop, and if you go to a hairdresser or barber shop, they pretty much know the inside. So you take that for what it's worth, and that's the honest to God's truth. And see, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read, we got some audio works. Am I going to take Brandon Leslie down tonight? No, I'm not taking Brandon Leslie down tonight. Brandon Leslie's going to take it down to his down. He's going to take himself down. Brandon Leslie is a narcissistic, egotistical little asshole, and I refrain from saying that out of respect for my friendship of Al. And yes, I know that there's a couple more shows lined up at Seed the Table. I do hope that Dan Cook gets that show. I hope that Dan Cook, and if Jason Bill's on the show with him, great for Jason. Jason's a musician. He's there all the time. Great for Jason. Do I think it's a better show than Brenda Lesbian? You better bet your ass, because it's all about him. Oh, look what I've done. I drove a U-Haul truck over here with water. Kiss my ass, Brandon Leslie. Me and my wife was on the beach the day after the storm. We were giving out food. We were transporting people off the island. We were rescuing animals. We done all these things that you took credit for. We didn't even take cameras. We didn't ask for nobody to thank us for what we did. We did it out of our own pockets and our own hearts. Unlike you, because you ain't going to do a damn thing that don't benefit you. And as far as all of you people want to keep promoting Brandon, you keep promoting Brandon Leslie. I had a lady, and I'm not going to mention her name. I gave her my personal phone number. She gave me a call, and she said she'd talk to me. And she was a registered Democrat from another state, which is, they're not just like Florida where you have to vote Democrat or Republican. She said, but my husband voted Republican. I said, well, at least he had some intelligence. That's all I can say. So they moved down here. She's not right. And her comment to me was that, I listened to Brandon Leslie, even though I'm a Democrat, I like some of the things he says. Wow. Let me repeat that. I like some of the things. I'm a Democrat, but I like what Brandon Leslie says. That speaks volumes to me. If you're a Democrat and a person that's the 3-year, 4-year transplant from Long Island who is Florida's voice. How in the hell he come up with that name, I'll never know. Has he been the voice for any of you people out here? How many, it just makes me sick. There's no more voice about Brandon Leslie than the begging he gets. Oh, can somebody co-sign for me at Alfa Romeo? Wonder who's going to help pay for my condo. Wonder who's going to do all this. How can I get more handout? Brandon Leslie is a nothing. And I'm telling you, the truth is, Brandon wanted to go back to do the show every week at Seed to Table. He was denied. That is a fact. He was denied. Why? Because cutting ties with Brandon Leslie is absolutely the best thing Southwest Florida can possibly do. Now, there are other shows already booked. They're going to have to get done. Maybe Brandon will put his whatever they called it, his troll defender, Lee, on me, who I swallowed up last night, who couldn't even compete. Why would you put a child against a grown-ass man and me doing my best not to hurt her feelings? That's just stupid. That shows the caliber of coward you are. As far as Brandon Leslie, you folks, you keep watching him. I'm not telling you please. Watch Al Oaks' show at Seed to Table. Look, I'm 100% pro it. Watch it. Me and Ford's going to have a show. That show's going to be on Thursday nights. And that show, we're going to do most of it remote. We will do it live. That's Ford O'Connell. And if you ain't familiar with him, you can look him up. His family's been in politics for a while. Guarantee you he's 1,000,000 times the journalist Brandon Leslie will ever be. And Brandon Leslie don't hold a pimple on his ass. And I apologize for my language. I'm usually not that way. But I'm just going to tell you, for a man who comes in and with nothing, begging Chris Patrica, and I got the proof, begging Chris Patrica, the one that went after Alfie Oaks, for a job in journalism, trying to sell his equipment, and then out begging for free pizza. Oh, I'm a pizza review guy. Wait a minute, here, let me use my cell phone and I'll taste your pizza. You give me a free pizza and I'll tell you if it's any good. Kiss my ass, Brandon. You need a free meal, I'll buy you a free meal, you broke little bitch. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. I'm just upset. It's been 2 long days, and the fact that me getting attacked because Brandon Leslie, and I have never said a bad word about Brandon Leslie. I have made a comment that I've never claimed to be Florida's voice. I simply try to encourage you to get your own, because if you think Brandon Leslie's your voice, you're sadly mistaken. And, you know, I'm sorry, let me see what's the comments. Chris Crowley made a donation to Denise Nystrom. Eat that, Brandon Leslie. Thank you, Chris. I think that Terry Miller and Jonathan Martin at the REC, I think you can beat Chris. Look, I ain't going to join. I'm not joining. I don't have to be a part of these little REC clubs. I'm my own man. You know, you jump in these clubs, you pay a bunch of money, and you kiss everybody's ass, and so to who you choose. And if you think they ain't doing it, call the REC and ask some of them old women who to vote for right now. Call down there. It's been done. It's been proven. It's been recorded. Oh, don't even think Jonathan Martin's gonna or Terry Miller's gonna say that that's true, or Jonathan Martin. That's a lie. But it's on. Trust me, there's proof, and it's coming out. I got a call today about it. Look, and I know Jonathan Martin and Terry Miller and all you other pickle kissers right here watching me. One thing that really pisses me off, Matt Caldwell, why you wear a cowboy hat and ride a horse? You ain't no cowboy, you're cow shit. I'm just over yins. I'm over yins all. And you, Treetop, don't ever think you scared me. You know, you told a lie, act like I wasn't even there at the REC when I had a heart attack, told those lies to get yourself out of trouble. You know what you done. You know that you are nothing more than a piece of crap. And let's stop. Anybody got any questions? I'm sorry, I'm fired up, and it's not good for me to get this fired up. Yeah, Ford is a better fit for seed to table, but that's up to Alfie Oaks. Me and Ford can do fine on our own. Me and Ford's got places we can go, and if Alfie wants me and Ford to go there, you know, once a month, you know, me and Ford can't commit to every week because Ford has other obligations with Newsmax and with Fox Radio, things like that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up with the yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the conversation. I do appreciate all you folks coming on. Like I said, I had no idea of doing anything tonight. I mean, I was already resting, laid back in the bed, but then I picked up my phone by mistake and decided to read a few questions. And thank you, Carrie. I do appreciate you calling me. I hope that you got some insight. But I'm going to tell you, as a Floridian, and as a Floridian, I know a lot about the state, especially Southwest Florida. I know a lot about it. You want to know my history? Been working in the farming industry most of my life, agriculture. My dad was a banker. My grandfather was in the newspaper business. Don't think we don't know what goes on around Florida, Southwest Florida. Just saying, my dad had to sign a clause saying that he couldn't say anything, but I didn't. I can say everything that I've got wrote down he ever told, and he's 81 years old. Do you think he gives a shit if you try to come after him now? I got plenty. I'm over yous. I'm over yous controlling us. I'm over yous doing all the ignorant games you're playing with our lives and tax money. And in Brandon Leslie, he's your Florida voice. He's your Florida voice. I don't want to be your Florida voice. Pick somebody else. Hell, you know, and here, you'll know the kicker. Somebody told me when I supported Byron Donaldson, and look, the deal between him and Erica and Kelly and all that, I've tried to stay out of it. It was wrong for Byron to go after her at Seed to Table, but would you know who sent out that video to everybody? Can you guess? Cindy the Pigsty Beignet. She got that video first and sent it out to everybody. They are working against us. They are tearing us apart. We are letting them, because we got pieces of shit that are in our REC, like Matt Caldwell, you're number one. Terry Miller, you're top. You're right there in the top. And look, what can I say? Matt Caldwell, Terry Miller, Jonathan Martin, the three biggest turds in the REC in Lee County. Sorry. Thank you, I appreciate it. And Short Ford is a real journalist, a political commentator, unlike Brandon. Sorry. And I just got this, and I'm going to read this, and this is about the REC. The REC is not a club that you pay money to belong to. Being an REC is about being precinct committee man, representing the public voters of your precinct, engaging them and them you. Technically, is an elected position on a primary ballot. in presidential elections years, unless unchallenged, the problem is we've let the abscond with the REC, which is the county level party machine, like the RPOF is state level, and the RNC is national level, and we didn't fill those positions. They will. Not a club, not a club, not a club. They're right. Do you think that we should have appointed, Lord, don't get me started. Do you think we should have appointed Matt Greenwell? Do you think Matt Greenwell was the right choice? Look, I've known Matt for years. Would I have voted for Matt? Not if I had to vote for a turd on the side of the road. I'm serious. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why would, and who did Ron DeSantis get his choices to go ahead and put in power? The REC. The REC. The REC, Mike Greenwell, we don't need Mike. I would have never voted for Mike Greenwell. Never. Ever. Who else do? Oh, it certainly was awful convenient for Ray Rodriguez to step out to let Treetop Jonathan Cabbage Patch Martin jump in, wasn't it? I'm just saying, folks, give me some input. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me what I've said to you that is not what the common person is thinking right now. Y'all, the REC, they back who they want to. You can be a member of the REC, and you can elect who your clique is. That don't mean you're going to get anything out of it. And yet, as the REC, remember, we must support the members. And if one loses, we must support the other one. And that's horse shit. Y'all gonna support armored persons only because Jenna got him elected? Only because he got an endorsement from the REC because they had nobody else? I don't even know if armored persons are going to be able to stay awake through a school board meeting. But back to Brendan Leslie. Brendan, you got other opportunities. I would love for you to go over to Miami where they're more liberal like you. Go to Texas. Maybe they'll put a set of cow horns on you because you sure ain't, the only thing that got queers and steers, and you sure ain't no steer. Enough. If you want a Florida's voice and you're going to continue to call Brandon Leslie your voice, then you're dumber than Brandon Leslie. And if you're going to keep contributing to the campaign, to money, and donating money to sponsor Brandon Leslie, you're wasting every penny you got. You might as well go out here and throw it out in the damn ocean. Now, I'm sorry, I'm pissed. And I'd love to hear from some more, Chris Crowley, we can take the REC back this December. Maybe we can, Chris. You might be right. But we're so damn divided right now. Hell, we hate each other. Give me a list of 30 people in the REC, or give me a list of 20 people in the REC that even like each other right now. I want a list of 20 people in the REC that even like each other. 20 people. And thank you, Kara. And Kara said she did find out a little bit of information. I appreciate that. Folks, I like to have fun. By all means, I do a comedy podcast with a friend of mine. But when I get fired up about where my tax dollars is going, where my children's money, the tax money for my children. I got 2 little girls in school, Lee County schools at that, but I have 2 small children in Lee County schools. I was a product of Lee County School. My wife's a product of Lee County School. Look, we cannot continue on allowing wasteful spending and corrupt politicians and kingmakers like, yes sir, Terry Miller. Everybody else is afraid to say their names. I'll say your name. Terry Miller, you're a dick. Terry Miller, Terry Miller, Terry Miller, Terry Miller. I'll say your name. I ain't afraid of you. You neither, Matt Caldwell. What you gonna do, jump up on your horse and ride out here? Come on out here, Matt. I'll unsaddle you in a heartbeat. I'm so tired of you jackasses that run everything and don't care about the common people. The common people need a voice, and not one of yous are it. Get a common man to stand up for us. Once one common person stand up and piss on Brandon Leslie. Brandon Leslie, you ain't shit in Florida. And you might be here you might make it over in Miami. But as far as here, and I don't care if Patrick Dearborn's your dearest buddy and all these guys that you've all scammed money out of, either fallen officers or whatever you've done, I could care less. I don't steal from people. I don't con people. I'm honest. I tell the truth, and I make my money my own way. I ain't asking for shit. Brandon Leslie, get the hell out of Florida. I'm sorry, I'm just a few more comments here. There are some people who get along with the constitutional conservatives who are members of RACs, but do not share this as some of the same flying under the radar. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to under the radar, and the establishment don't know they will bail on the establishment board candidates in December. Yeah, that might be true. Let's see where this one come from. We also know Murph's an opportunist, not a rhino, nothing. Murph just thanked him for coming out to the beach. Yeah, that was bullshit. Yeah, in case you didn't notice, our unwanted visitor that come through here a few weeks ago, and I'm not talking about the hurricane, I'm talking about that whatever y'all call a president showed up. What location do you think he done his press conference at? At the location where we do the Cracker Culture podcast, right out in front of where we do our podcast. And I guarantee you he didn't ask the owners if it was okay. He got out there and he lied and he made you all these promises. You tell me one thing that Joe Biden's ever gave you that you didn't pay back tenfold. Piss on Joe Biden, piss on Jill Biden. And all of yous out there that kissed Joe Biden's ass, and I'm talking to every one of you. You too, Murph. You ran right out there. Oh, yeah, nobody F's with Joe Biden. I left with Joe Biden. Y'all wouldn't let me on the island, and I've got a spot there. Y'all refused me access. I went out there early to get access. You refused me access. Wonder why? You put 3 people on it. Joe Biden never spoke to the first real beach resident out there. He talked to a lot of politicians, shook a lot of hands. You are not a man of the people. And if you knew what these people really went through, you wouldn't even have showed up. And this is just in, and I can't help, I'm sorry if I'm going too long. It says, in a town that's supposedly so conservative, we should have nipped the corruption in Lee County School Board District, and the REC has allowed the corruption because of all of their friends, and that's a fact. I fear that the candidates that have been chosen by the REC will not stand up against the corruption. As a matter of fact, not one of them has spoken against it. Certainly not. Let's go back to Jada. I ain't mentioned you, Jada. Never brought you up. You let Brandon talk shit about Denise Nystrom a lot, but I never brought you up. Jada, how about AstraZeneca? How come you pulled that down? How come you pulled how much money do you get from AstraZeneca to this day? I'd really like to know, maybe nothing, but I doubt it. How come you took that off your website? How come you're so pro pushing pharmaceuticals that many people are just amazingly dying at young ages? And could it be the vaccine? According to y'all, not. So, do you want to mask our children again? Well, I don't know. You're an AstraZeneca employee. We do not need a bunch of corrupt, money-grubbing politicians, and every damn one of yous are the same. Caldwell, Martin, and don't think I forgot about you, Terry Miller, you little dwarf. Folks, I'm sorry I've carried on. Anybody got anything else they want to say about Brenda Lesbian, which is the greatest name Bob Valenta ever come up with, because I think he had a supermodel girlfriend for all 2 days. I think she found out that her penile was bigger than his, and she left him. I don't know what the hell happened there. But anyway, hold on a minute. Jada disclosed $74,000 plus in income from AstraZeneca on her financial statement when applying for the school board position. $74,000 plus. How many of you common people are making $74,000 plus? Just a question. How many of you are making $74,000 plus? Yeah, you're right. In December, we can vote Martin out. But, you know, Martin's a bully. Only thing he knows how to do is bully people. He won't stand up to somebody that ain't afraid to slap the shit out of him. I can promise you that. He jumps up in people's faces that he thinks will back down from him. Martin ain't shit. I hope y'all vote Martin out. And I'll tell you, look, I seen somebody going after Vicky Santini and Doug Santini. Look, Vicky Santini and Doug Santini are salt of the earth of Southwest Florida. There is no two better people in this entire area, and I respect their opinion over anyone's. And for the fact that, look, the fact alone that Vicky and Dr. Doug Santini endorsed Denise Nystrom speaks volumes over a Floridian named Jada. That speaks volumes. If Jada was so great, why in the world would the Santinis support Denise? If Jada was so great, and me and Alfie being farmers, why wouldn't me and Alfie support Jada Langford? Makes you wonder, don't it? If my barber, who has lived here his whole life, wouldn't trust her to make him a damn frozen TV dinner, why in the world would you? You can have Brandon, you can get on Brandon's show and talk all that shit you want to. You're a cute girl, but, you know, that's all you got. That's all you got. That's not going. If we lose this election on the count of that namesake, we've lost completely. If you let Jada Langford nose picker win that election, because of her last name, then we're no better than no other half-ass horse town. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't even have kept on, but I'm really upset about this deal with Brenda, whatever the deal is. I told the truth about what I said. And then his little Lee went after me. I didn't go after her. I've never went after Brandon. I've never went after Jada. As a matter of fact, I've stayed pretty well biased. I haven't had much nice to say about Armour. I ain't going to lie about that because it's time for him to retire. But other than that, I ain't had much to say. And I want to say one more thing. It's probably going to piss a good friend of mine off. Dr. D, I don't give a shit if you vote for Jada Langford the rest of your life. You are still just a whiskey bent deep dumbass if you're voting for her. I'm Smoking Joe. I'm sure I'll be back, or maybe I won't. Maybe they'll shut me down for good. I love you, Florida. Love, peace, and gator grease. Brandon Leslie, kiss my bloody ass.